Alright guys, got another revolver that I picked up at an auction. This is when you look at it, you first think, oh, it's Smith & Wesson J-frame. Right off the bat, it looks like a traditional Smith & Wesson J-frame snubby. But this one is actually a model 32-1. This one is in 38 Smith & Wesson centerfire cartridge. Not gonna lie, when I first was watching this on the auction site, I thought the picture was a Chief Special model 36. These actually were predated before. They were built on an I-frame, and then they went in and built these on this is actually on the J-frame. It still has the same regular 38 special window, but if you'll see, it has a very substantial forcing cone on the barrel to take up the gap, because they didn't really need two different frame sizes, the I-frame and the J-frame. So this is when they switched over to the J-frame and did J-frame only. Little size comparison. Here is a 38 special, and here is a 38 Smith & Wesson. To me, it looks more like a 9mm rimmed. You can see that. It is shorter and it is fatter. The 38 Smith & Wesson will not fit in a 38 special. Has a bullet diameter of 361, whereas the 38 special has a diameter of 357 to 358. This is a 38 special, and I'll show you kind of along the lines of how you can shoot a 38 in a 357. You can't do that with these because a 38 special, the chamber in the cylinder is not long enough. They will not reach for you to be able to close the cylinder. So you will have to have 38 Smith & Wesson, which will fit. Okay? It does, unlike the Charter, have the full ejector stroke on the ejector pin. Has the double latch, has actually more of like a triple latch, because has a lock here that locks in on the ejector rod, and then it has another lock here where the center pin actually injects and engages in the, see if I get that to focus, in the hole in the frame. And then you have your cylinder lock up. Pretty tight lock up, a little bit, not very much play. End shake's pretty good. Of course, you shouldn't have any end shake anyways with that big beefy forcing cone. Does have the hammer nose firing pin, so this one would not have a transfer bar. Transfer bars are only for ones that have the frame mounted firing pin, and then they have a little notch where the transfer bar meets, fills in the gap between here and the firing pin. This one, just like most rebound Smith & Wessons, has the safety notch, so you can't push the hammer in even if you hit it, because it's got a notch in the hammer. It's called a hammer block safety, keeping it from going in. The only way you can actually fire it is to depress the trigger all the way. Then the firing pin will meet up to the firing pin. But if I let off of that, you can see the firing pin doesn't protrude. Pulling it back, holding the trigger all the way back, it will go through. But if I pull the trigger and then let off before the hammer goes all the way down, it will not go through the frame. Okay? This one is a bit worse for wear on the finish. I believe that's why I got it. I did get this for 1.5 units, or 1.5 doll hairs. It's got some scratchy finish on it, some sporadic wear, a little bit of minor surface rust and finish wear, a little, small pitting. All of that should go right out. But all in all, it'll be a good carry gun. I figure we will get it out the range, shoot it a little bit, and you know how I do with all my firearms. I'll enjoy them, and if later on when I want to refinish them, I'll refinish them, reblue them, however I want to do them. This is the round butt frame. It's not got the big wide butt on it, so should be a very good pocket carry. But this was in the times before they did away with the very, very, very ending of the 38 Smith & Wesson. You hardly see, I don't know of any production guns that are still in production of these. That being said, did buy a couple of boxes. I got one box of Heritage. I will tell you, this stuff right here cost about 50 doll hairs, so about a doll hair around. And I was able to find a couple of the PPU 145 grain round nose on an auction site, and I got 2 boxes of them. I ended up paying about 30 doll hairs for them. But we will be casting these. The thought process is I can cast a 358 bullet, powder coat it out to maybe 362, 363, and then resize it. So when I did win this and receive it, I did get online and order me some dies and a sizer for 38 Smith & Wesson, and we're gonna get in and load it. So it'll be a cool project. We'll go shoot it, save our brass. I did get on one of the local sites when I won the ammo. They did have some brass, so we will be making some 38 Smith & Wesson loads for it. Not that YouTube will allow me to show you how to do that. Thinking about maybe starting up a lot of that stuff on Patreon, so if anybody's interested, let me know. If not, I won't fool with it, but you know how YouTube is about modifying firearms or manufacturing ammunition, so we can't show all that. But just thought it was just an interesting piece. We'll get it out to the range and shoot it. I'll give you a quick flyby again. And maybe when I take it out to the range, I'll bring it out and show you in comparison to another Smith & Wesson J-frame or equivalent sized firearm. All right, let's get her out to the range and go shoot her.